You can still hear me, right?
Yep, I can hear you fine.
All right, all right. Give me 1 second, America. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna be right there. Just gotta get myself ready for the show. Got a good show for y'all tonight. Yes, you are looking live at my art on my dining room wall. You know what I'm saying? We're about to get into it here in just a second. Pardon the interruption. Shout out to Mike Wilbon and Tony Kornheiser. But I gotta get right. You know what I mean? I gotta get right. Bars is back, baby. Bars is back. Goat game, baby. We back. We back. Philadelphia, what's up? TBL, what's up, baby? What's up? Dilla, what's up, baby? We back. Welcome to the only sports podcast with the GOAT game. Brains and bars. It's a black and white thing. I'm A1, one half of the dynamic duo. You can check out every episode of It's a Black and White Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice. Wherever you find a good podcast, give us 5 stars. You know what I'm saying? GOAT game. Mess with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Bars is back. You can also check us out at YouTube by searching for @Brains and Bars. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook @Brains and Bars. Sorry I didn't have a chance to get it fully. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little wrinkly, but it's okay. We still fly though. We still fly though, baby. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I got my guy in the building. You can hear him. You know what I'm saying? I got my homie, my ace, A Ward in the building. What's up, man? What's up? What's up? What we doing? What we
why did
doing?
why did Remy want to free you? Why did she want to free you? Why was Remy wearing the free you shirt? Why she
You
want me
not even
free?
now. You got security. You're not even famous.
Why you from
What you need security
Pottsville?
for? From Pottsville. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, did you watch it all?
I have not watched it all. I have not watched it all.
No, I ain't watched it all yet either. But I was crying on some of those parts.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. Shout out to TBL Takeover
Adele.
Battle League. Shout out to Kenny, Dilla, the
Mm-hmm.
whole crew, man. Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. You know what I'm saying? Is it December, right? December 6th?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
December 6th. Obviously, you'll be featured. Your battle versus Jada Nightwing. Slated to go down as well. Other announcements to come. You know what I'm saying? Got Reed versus Cortez. I think the whole card is out now. So we got a lot of bill collector going
Is the
down to
whole
get
card out
takeout.
yet?
Well, I keep speaking out of turn. I thought maybe I saw a flyer with the whole drum,
I
but
saw somebody say that, but I didn't look to see if they announced them because there's 10 battles. I didn't see if Loso's battle was announced yet, or if
I'm
or
gonna
if
say no. I'm gonna say no on that.
that I don't care because I already I don't I'm not worried about like about spoiling nothing because I already asked Chilla because they didn't really announce Real Deal's battle. It just popped up on some like flyer, with like somebody had posted it. And I was like, yo, I didn't see no like TBL announcement or nothing, but I guess somebody got all the flyers and been posting it. Um
Mm.
but oh well. So yeah. No, I know there's 10 total battles. I don't think they announced Loso battle yet. And I think there's one other battle that I didn't see if they announced yet, which is it's not. I mean, it's all right. It's whatever. So
That's what's up. That's what's up. So anyway, Philadelphia going down, man. Shout
yeah,
out to the respect, easy respect. You know what I'm saying? I just happened to cut on the face off and I was like, hey, I own that. I got that shirt. You know what I mean?
and the Scully.
And the Scully, you know what I'm saying? I'm here, baby. I'm here. You know what I mean?
That's fire. I like the
Yo, we
shirt though.
got
I didn't realize it was Lacoste.
it is. I saw this, listen, targeted ads or a mother on Instagram and I saw this. I was like, yo, I would like that. I like that shirt.
Mhm.
And wifey, I think I might have sent it to wifey, and then there it
Yeah,
was. It showed up. You know what I
nice.
mean?
Very
Yo,
nice.
shout
Very
out
nice.
to Matthew Lee in the building.
What up, Matt
Appreciate you.
Lee? It's good, my guy.
He
Oh
said he was the
man.
one who posted all the flyers.
No, yeah. I'm all about that. I
But
see
yeah,
people
man.
like spoiling some of the announcements, and I was like, I mean, not everybody was getting like their own like rollout type announcement, but like I was with Real Deal in Tampa this weekend, and I was like, "Did you know your battle's like been announced?" He's like, "No, what?" And I like found a Twitter thing, and some guy was just like posting the flyers. I was like, "What the heck?" And then I asked Chilla, and Chilla was like, He said somebody probably announced it on like a stream. I don't know. I don't know if they announced it on. Oh, see, I'm kind of lagging a little bit, but yeah. But anyways, I don't know if they announced it during their little event this weekend or what. But yeah.
Yeah. So shout out. Let me ask, because you were in the building for some of the battles, right? For the ladies event that TBL put on.
No. I
Or
was out of town in a different city. Yep.
Gifford City. Okay. I'm sorry. Maybe there was a photo you posted on your stories. Maybe that's somebody else. So my apologies. Pardon self. Pardon self. All right.
Yeah.
So let's get into the show, man. Let's. Obviously, I appreciate you showing up. You're a little bit under playing hurt, a little bit under the weather with the voice. So
Yeah, it's
you know,
weird, but it's cool. It's cool. Just got back in town
yo,
today.
how was that? So how was the airport situation? Obviously, if you live in America, you know the situation going on with the government and the shutdown and how that's affecting flights. How did that affect you, if any, if at all?
Yeah. There was definitely like cancellations and delays and stuff like that. I it didn't affect me too bad. I'm used to it now. Like those things aren't like curveballs to me anymore. And since I work from home, it doesn't really bother me too heavily. You know what I mean? Um,
Mhm.
I think also it's like it's like when you're in the airport and you see people like losing their mind. You know what I mean? Because they're not able to fly. It's like, all right. Like I'm glad that I'm not in a situation like that. Like I'm glad that I'm just like, all right. If it gets canceled, it gets canceled. If it gets delayed, it gets delayed. Like I'm not driving 20 hours home. I know that much. We just gonna wait. So,
Yeah.
but there was a lot of flights. Yeah, a lot of flights canceled. I went to Orlando and I came back. So I was in Orlando Airport and Kansas City Airport, which weren't like, I think New York, Chicago, Atlanta, some of those probably the ones that got hit the most with cancellations. Um, but but yeah, it is what it was. Me and Real Deal went to the Buccaneers Patriots game. Real Deal got delayed like 8 hours on his way down there. So he was supposed to get there like around like 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. He didn't get there till like 11, something like that p.m. So yeah, it was it is what it is.
Yikes. That's crazy. All right, cool. Well, I'm glad you made it. Glad you got back
Mm-hmm.
to the crib. Hold on one second. Let me. I'm just about to put bars is back. You know what I mean? Can we get this
But like my
back?
mama said that there was now some stuff on Restore Order. Like I know Street Talk has like is a sponsor for the event or something like that. Like I've seen their like little logo on some of the flyers and stuff. So I don't know if Scoop and Restore Order or whatever are made some announcements or what. But like I said,
Yeah.
there's 10 total battles, which is a lot of battles in my opinion, for that day. So
I'll say this. I think the one thing I'll say about them, because this is not the first time, obviously, TBL has had a bunch of battles. Apollo was a 2-day event, tons of battles both days. I think the one thing I like about that is almost like the Costco of battle rap in a sense. You can buy in bulk, right? You don't have to have another event for months on end because you got content for the channel now that you can just kind of slow cook and play and release and let fans tap in and watch what kind of see what's popping, what's buzzing with certain battles, so on and so forth. So I respect that. I respect that.
I get it from like a league standpoint, from a battler standpoint. Like a lot of those battles from Apollo just got lost in the sauce. Like it was 3 months later, and now a battle, is dropping that you're like, oh dang, that was 3 months ago. I forgot. And it's like if you're not Cassidy and Easy, or I'm obviously privileged. Most of the time my battles come out pretty quickly after the event. If you're not someone like me or a Cassie, whatever, next thing your battle ain't coming out for 2 months, and it doesn't get like a rollout or anything like that. So there's definitely pros and cons to it. But league wise, yeah, you're right. Like if I can backlog, and drop a battle, you know, even if they drop the battle every week and there's 10 battles, that's 2.5 months. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah. I see the other side of it as well. I see the other side of it.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, let's get into it. Let's get into our discussions for tonight. I want to take a second to go back. I want to take a second to go back because we didn't talk about this. Shout out to the homie Titus from Let's Talk Battle Rap. He was on with us last week. And we didn't talk about this, but the Major League Baseball World Series went down I think now it's a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Um, and great World Series. Game 7 was one for the ages.
Hmm.
Um, you had a couple of not just a couple, but a few kind of, if you were not as an uninterested party, a person who was not, rooting, had no rooting interest, it was great theater. I'm pretty sure if you were a fan of either team, that was nerve-wracking beyond, like, I don't know instances that could be more nerve-wracking than that, especially when you're like the Dodgers, you got bases loaded twice and somehow you escape both times unscathed. But I wanted to ask this quick question. We don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but was that the worst loss in American sports? Like the most crushing loss in the history of American sports? And the reason I say that is because when you look at the circumstances around it, you have bases loaded, you hit a ground ball. Rojas, he has trouble fielding it. It takes kind of a funny bounce. He almost falls down. He's able to gather himself and still kind of falling backwards, rifle a throw to home plate. Will Smith, his foot comes off the plate. He gets his foot back down, literally milliseconds before the slide comes in. So you thinking you might have potentially won the game there. Then you have Pajes. I think it's Pajes is how you say that last name, who knocks over Kike Hernandez in catching the ball. I don't know if you heard the players talk about that in the interviews.
Mm-mm.
Pajes catches the ball. Kike's on the face down in the dirt. He goes to Kike, goes, "You okay?" He goes, "F that. Did you catch the ball?" He says, "Yes, I caught the ball." He's like, "I'm fine then. Let's go." Right? Like, because he just thought the game was over. He thought we crashed
Yeah,
into each other. And so you have that moment, right? Where those are two moments where if anything goes even more of a fraction of a second off, or a fraction of inches off, you win a World Series. So
yeah,
to literally be that close and have it snatched away, never mind you, they were 3 outs away from winning it. Right. And so I thought in my head, like, what were some other moments of, like, in a championship game, just crushing losses? I don't know of another one in team sports. I thought about the Indians against the Cubs in 2016. Raji Davis hits the home run that sends it into extra innings, but you had a 17-minute rain delay. I think about the Royals. The Royals suffered a similar defeat, Game 7 at home against San Francisco, with Alex Gordon on third base. Right,
yeah,
he's stuck at third base. He never gets a chance to come home, and so, like, I'll pick another one. North Carolina, the shot
yeah.
against Villanova, right? At the buzzer, you literally, it's a walk-off. I guess maybe the Phillies from 92 or 93 where Joe Carter hits the walk-off home run, but still it's not like this. I don't know of another loss. And I saw, before I continue on, I'll just ask you, do you know of any other losses, whether it could be international sports, where you could think this is the most soul-crushing loss I've ever seen?
Well, I do think a couple things. I think March Madness and any professional sports that has um, like a game 7 ability, that I think those two like are super magnified, right? Like March Madness, you're a lot of times you're playing back to back, every other day or whatever. You get to the Final Fours, boom, boom. Now you get to the next day or whatever. Like there's this like, yo, we've worked, like even in NFL, like you get a week, you bat a wild card, boom, next week, next week, next week. For me though, like a game 7 is like, bro, we just put in, like 3-3, 6 games. Like we are like the magnitude of losing a game 7 or the magnitude of losing a national championship, like in the March Madness field, it hits a little harder than for me, like losing a Super Bowl or losing uh yeah, just a Super Bowl or maybe even a national championship in the college football or whatever. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's not a lot. I mean, any kind of buzzer beater, any kind of game 7, like just close games, any of that kind of stuff is going to be um, super, super difficult. I mean, even Houston in Florida last year, like that was tough to watch. Like how did they end up losing to Florida, or whatever? Like, but now I don't know I think it's a prisoner of the moment thing, but I definitely heard like, yo, because I didn't watch it all. I heard this is one of the best World Series in a long time, like clearly.
I mean, look,
And
I didn't watch. I'll go ahead.
and I was saying, and like you said, like that how close they were to winning it, and then to turn around and lose it is like, do you? I think that like some of those plays, you could see that the Dodgers have been there before, and the Blue Jays have not. Like I think some of the Blue Jays players might have been like the moment might have been a little too big for them.
Yeah, so it's hard for me to say that just because, like, you can make the argument that the Blue Jays were the better team. It's just that in two critical moments,
And that's what I'm
was
saying. The moment is
game.
too big. Like,
I mean, but we're taught. But again, it's hard to say that when there were only again when the two things that stand out from that series are the 18 inning game and game seven, right? Like those
yeah,
were granted, there was a bunch of different moments in that series. But when you
yeah,
talk about like the most memorable things from that series, it's gonna be the game seven and game five
yeah,
or game four. I
yeah.
think it was game four. I think it was game four. So I
And the
think
Blue
it's
Jays went
those
up
2.
3-1, right? Didn't they go up 3-1?
They did. They did. They went up 3-1. Went up
Mhm.
3-1. So I think it's those two are the most memorable moments. And I guess it's kind of hard to say that the Blue Jays were not ready for the moment in game four. It went 18 innings. Freddie Freeman hits a walk-off home run to win it. That's cool. Right. But then in game seven, they were up. They had the lead. It's just I think you have to tip your hat to one, you have to tip your hat to dang, what's the name of the manager? I can see his face, but I can't think of his name.
I know you're talking about, yeah.
But yeah, Dave Roberts. You have to tip your hat to Dave Roberts pushing all the right buttons, getting Rojas in the game because Rojas is the guy who ties it up. Pages in the game, he makes the catch. Um, Rojas again makes the play to get the force out at home. He pushed all the right buttons, and those guys all came through for him. Um, shout out to Neff in the building. Go get the new single Anthony Davis on Spotify, by the way. Um,
Is it? I don't know if he put it on Spotify yet or not. He might have.
my
If
fault.
if
I thought the
no,
link. Well, you might have posted the video. So you're right. You're right. You're right. I might have jumped ahead of
yeah,
myself.
yeah,
But yeah, but it's just like it's just in those. It's who's going to make a play, and it just so happened that the people who made the plays just happened to be the Blue Jays in those particular games that ended up being the deciding factor. But I just don't know. Where I don't know. Again, as a Carolina fan who gets PTSD from watching Chris Jenkins take that shot, it is ingrained in March Madness history forever.
yeah,
I hate seeing it brought up. That was hurt. I mean, for people who know the history of this show, that's the moment momentum died for me, right? Like that was
mhm,
the idea of momentum died when that shot went through the net. But like it's because you had that moment where you had this fly ball deep, I mean, warning track shot. They're both conversion going. You think you can see them getting ready to crash into each other. And Pajes is just strong enough to not be knocked off his point and still catch it, right? He was strong at the catch point. Again, you have that foresight at home where it looks like Rojas is going to fall down. And if he falls down, the game is over.
yeah,
He somehow steadies himself, fires at home, and by milliseconds, that the Royals were able to come back the next year. The Royals were able to come back the next year and win the World Series. I don't know how, if you're Toronto, how you find the testicular fortitude. Shout out to mankind. I
yeah,
don't know how you get the testicular fortitude to come back and win a World Series when you were that close.
yeah, yeah,
So I mean, again, those were a few examples that stuck out from like a championship. I mean, people talk about the 3-0 comeback by the Red Sox, but that was 4 games. It wasn't one particular game where they just lost it.
What do you think like about like in a game like Game 7 where it's back and forth, right? You got the lead, you whatever. But like, what about like the Patriots and Atlanta Falcons? Like, is that more crushing because they're looking back at like a whole half of football and mistakes that they constantly made, and like it's more than just like one play. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, we had every opportunity.
So
Like dropping that big lead.
the only reason I would say that the Blue Jays losses stings more is because I feel like it's Brady. And I get it's the Dodgers, it's Shohei, it's Freddie Freeman, it's Mookie Betts, it's all the stars, yada yada yada. Yamamoto. Which cat is this? Which cat is this?
Mila, come here, kid.
Uh, but it's the aura of Brady, right? So once that again, so to play into the whole momentum thing for 1 second, once that ball starts rolling and it's Brady, like if you're a Falcon fan with that history, you just the feeling is starting to when it's 28-9, right? And then they score again, and now it's 28. I don't know if they got to 17 or it's probably they probably went for two and didn't get it. So it's probably 28, 23 or 28-16 at that point. And they keep
Hmm.
scoring touchdowns, and you're not scoring, like you're not responding in any way. You're kind of going, man, this is not going to end well. Like you are already starting to condition yourself. You were 3 outs away. You
Yeah,
were 3 outs away. You were bases loaded. You had you end the game with your best player on third base. I don't know if they should have. I've seen some people say maybe they should have tried to bunt to maybe see if that. But I mean, it's not the fastest guy on the base paths. There was the discussion of Biggio. He's not a fast guy, but there was a discussion I think in the first inning of him. He got to third and they held him up because they didn't think he could beat the throw home from the outfield. But people
hmm,
thought he should have went. And that was kind of the reverse of the Royals, where I think maybe it was Hosmer who ended up at third. It was either Hosmer or Gordon. And they were like, well, Hosmer, why didn't you just go home? I forget who it was, but either way,
yeah,
right? So, I mean, it's just you were so close and you were just inches away. Whereas, again, that Falcons one, that thing started going the wrong direction. And again, if you're of a fan base that has a cursed history, you just never, you don't, you're Charlie Brown with the football, right? You're always
yeah,
expecting that at some point Lucy's going to yank it away.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so yeah, I don't know, but y'all can let us know what y'all think, man. It was that the most crushing loss in? I'm going to American sports because I don't know the history of international sports and soccer, and I'm pretty sure there have been some. Listen, you want to talk? I'll say this, so we can move on. You want to talk about crushing losses? When you lose in a soccer match on what is essentially the last kick of the game. I have watched a couple of soccer matches that ended that way.
Hmm.
Um, there was, I think it was Sunderland, who's now in the Premier League. They were in their semifinal match, and they needed a goal to go to the next round. And literally, it was a free kick, maybe 40, 50 yards out. It gets into the box. The guy, I think he with his knee, scores off his knee. Pandemonium in the stadium, but the other team is just like they're crushed. Like
Yeah,
the thing is, you got to keep playing. Like the game is technically not over because they haven't blown a
yeah,
whistle. All you have time for is kick the ball to start the game, and they blow the whistle, and you know it, and that's it. That is one of the more crushing ways to lose a game of sports is soccer. Just because when you know how much time you have left and you give up that goal, I don't wish that kind of pain on my worst enemy. Like,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
maybe I might wish it
Maybe
on my
the
worst
maybe the
enemy.
Duke Blue Devils. Absolutely.
I would. Oh, listen, I would love for. So speaking of a crushing loss, that Carolina didn't win that title that year. They lost to Kansas, in part because Armando Bacot had a twisted ankle. I don't care. I don't care that they didn't win. It sucks that they didn't win. We beat Coach K in his final game in the Final Four, sent him home on an L.
Absolutely.
There,
That's great.
it's the greatest feeling of all time. There's nothing else
Hmm.
that there's nothing Duke could do. Duke could win the next five. I don't care.
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't care. I still hate you. You still suck. Like Loso keeps talking about Cameron Boozer. I don't care about Cameron Boozer. Just for the record, I don't care anything about Cameron Boozer. Forget him and the horse he rode it on. I don't care about his twin brother. I don't care about anybody with those four letters in blue across their chest. When he gets to the league, I'll be a more invested party. But anyway, let's move on. Let's jump to college football real quick. I don't know if you got a chance to see the rankings for the college football playoff. Those did come out tonight.
I
They're
saw
coming
that.
out every week until for the next 5 weeks or 6 weeks, technically, it's 10 through
Hmm.
15. Um, Everything remained the same pretty much. People moved, top five remained the same. Texas Tech moved up, Notre Dame moved up. Um, so here's the interesting thing. Miami was included in the ranking this time because they are the highest ranked ACC school. They are not in line to play for the ACC title. I think that is still Virginia and Georgia Tech. But there's still a lot to play out there. There was a doomsday scenario they discussed, however, that two group of five schools might end up in the playoff, James Madison and South Florida. If they were to both win out, that potentially an ACC school could be left out of the actual playoff because they won't be ranked high enough. Which, wow, that would be okay. Um,
Wait, so ACC champion or like the second ACC school?
No, ACC champion because they would not be ranked high enough. Just because Georgia Tech and Virginia dropped so greatly
Right.
because they lost to like middle of the pack ACC
Wake
schools. And
Forest
so,
and like somebody else. I forget. NC State.
was
NC
it NC
State.
State or Duke? Is it NC State?
Yeah, it was NC State because Duke played UConn.
Ah, that's right. They lost to UConn. Wow.
Hmm.
Duke technically has a outside shot of making it to the ACC title game. And so, like, if Duke were to win, you in theory could have a scenario where they don't get in because they're a four-loss team. So, listen, it's early. I want to see if I can find this clip real quick because I want to play this. Shout out to, I know you guys got New Mexico State, so that's an auto W for y'all. Not a lot to talk about there. I don't know if there's a bunch of interesting games this weekend. We don't have to really dive into that. But I want to see if I can find this quote from, oh, what's the coach's name? Pat Narduzzi. Shout out to Nard Dog.
From Pitt? Yeah, from Pitt.
So Pitt plays Notre Dame this weekend. This is a big game, obviously, for both of them. For Pitt, Pitt actually has three ranked teams back to back to back to close their season. I think it's Notre Dame, Miami, and I think Georgia Tech. And so if they win out, they will get the opportunity, to play for the ACC title potentially. I think if they win out, even if they don't make it to the ACC title game, I think they have a good argument with those three ranked wins to close the season, being a two-loss team, of saying we belong to be in the playoff as an at-large team. That's
Absolutely. If
my
they go up
personal
two
opinion.
losses and they win those three games, yeah.
Yeah. So I want to pull up this quote from Narduzzi just to get your reaction to it here. Hold on. I think I found it. Maybe I did. I'm going to share my screen here. 1 second. I'm not going to get into the whole Notre Dame and should they be in the conference because I think it's stupid, and I don't think it is worth our time because they don't need to be in the conference. They're Notre Dame.
Here we go.
I'll have one more statement on that in just a second. Hold on. Let me get
Wait, hold on, here
widescreen.
it
Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
You can see that, right? All right, let's get it.
Absolutely not. It is not an ACC game. I'm glad you brought that up. It's not an ACC game. I gladly get beat 103 or 110 to 10 in that game. They can put 100 up on us as long as we win the next two after that. But again, our focus is on Notre Dame and getting as many wins as we can.
All right. So just in case you didn't hear that, Pat Narduzzi was asked about the importance of the game. Well, just for those, just to recap, he said we're not focused on that. We could lose. They could beat us 100 to nothing. As long as we went out, we're good. Your response to a coach saying that a game does not matter, especially when you're playing for a playoff spot, or it doesn't matter how bad we lose.
It reminds me of my in-laws. They're K-State fans, right? And they love watching K-State basketball, right? Basketball, football, all that good stuff. Every time I would go over there, like before, they get into Big 12 play, I'll be like, "Are you watching the K-State game tonight?" And K-State will be playing somebody like, a good non-conference team, or something like that. And my father-in-law will just be like, "That's the preseason. I'll watch it once it gets to the regular season." He always acts like these games don't matter, because in his mind, they just want to make sure Big KU doesn't win the Big 12, it's only about conference games. That's how he views it too. That cracks me up. And it's just one, the reporter's asking hey, is this a must win, right? Basically hey, is this a must win? absolutely this is a must win. You know what I mean? What do you mean? Like you have two losses and there's not going to be very many teams to pick from to make it to the college football playoff, and your goal for your team should not just be to win your conference championship, and get the it should be to win, because you go in there and beat Notre Dame, you go in there and beat Miami, and let's just say you lose the last one or whatever. Um like
Georgia
like
Tech.
well no, excuse
So
me. Yeah.
it's
Let's
Georgia
say let's
Tech.
say
I think. Go ahead.
but let's say okay, so let's say you lose to Notre Dame and you win the next two. They're not guaranteed, I don't think, to make the ACC championship, right? Like there's some other
They
things that
need.
have to happen.
Yes, they need help. They need help.
They don't control their own destiny in regards to, if we win the next two of these three, we're in, you know? So that's why it's already kind of a silly, thing. And then
Yeah.
two, it's like, oh, it's the week of the game. Like what like you want you don't want your players to be thinking about two games further, right? No matter who you're playing. It could be New Mexico State. What are we talking about? Like, it was just kind of wild. Like, I understand kind of a little bit of what he's saying, but like, no, bro, you're fighting for recruits against Notre Dame. You're fighting for a lot of things that have to do with more than just a win.
Yeah.
Yeah, silly.
Yeah. Ha. Listen. See, you haven't seen the face off.
Yeah,
JC, just take a second. Stop. Just stop. I appreciate you watching this. Just go look up Cassidy versus Easy face off, and then come right back. That's all I need you to do. You ain't gotta watch it. Just go look at it and come back and holler at me. Anyway, yeah, man, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with you. I mean, look, I understand what he's saying, right? The goal is the ACC. It's also, listen, here's the thing you also got to understand. Pat Narduzzi hates Notre Dame. Like, he absolutely loathes them. He's always talking about how they need to be in the conference, about how the ACC shouldn't allow them to play the 5 games, how the ACC should expel them, at the football team, that is, from the ability to play them. Even if they were in the conference, he would complain about how much power that we would hold, because we would absolutely come in and be the most powerful team in the conference, bar none. All due respect to Clemson, Miami, Florida State. If Notre Dame were to become a full member of the ACC in football, they're like Texas and OU in the Big 12. It is what it is. Um, and so I think that was a little backhanded slap at, they're not a conference opponent. They don't
yeah.
matter. Right? Like, I think that was a little bit of him getting at that too, which, shout out to Joey McGuire, who decided to, out of no thin air, decided to take a swipe at Notre Dame about being in the conference. Um, but yeah, I think that's what it was. So I get his point of, yeah, if we lose, we still have our potential goals. But if you want to make the playoff, which is what you should want to win all of these games. Even a close loss might help you if you win the next two. You're a three
Yeah.
loss team, so your odds of getting in really are truly diminished. But if you go and smack Georgia Tech and Miami back to back, it helps make your case. It helps make the case for you. So yeah, man. Last thing I'll say about Notre Dame, I'm going to do something on the show that I rarely do. I'm going to pick Notre Dame to win. I never pick Notre Dame to win games because I'm always afraid that the other shoe is going to drop. Pittsburgh is not to be. I think Pittsburgh is a good team, though. This is a rivalry game. I think I looked this up. They've played Pitt the fifth most of all their opponents in history. So this is a rivalry game.
Mhm.
Pitt does not like them. The last time Notre Dame played Pitt, they beat them like they almost put 100 up on them. I beat them like 55 to like 10 or something like that, something crazy a couple of years ago. They are much improved, a lot better. And so this is a tough game for Notre Dame. And if they don't show up to play, the Pittsburgh is going to be, Acrisure Stadium's going to be rocking. And they better be ready to play. The last thing I'll say about Notre Dame and its independence, y'all just hate us because y'all ain't us. That's all it is. Y'all not GOAT game. Bars is back, baby. Y'all not 1001 and 0, huh? Huh? Y'all can't go out on the street and say, yo, just us on our solo dolo tip. We want a TV deal. And then have NBC be like, well, bet, how would you like 70 million a year or 50 million a year? Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? I just saw someone talk about if Notre Dame joined the Big Ten, it would be like 3 schools joining. That's us. Listen, USC, Michigan. I know y'all having a little bit of an issue with the Big Ten and some of the money they trying to get. Come out here and join us, baby. It's independent life. INDEPENDENT. Do you know
I'm
what
pretty
that? Do
sure
you
you
know what
spelled
that
that
means?
wrong. I'm pretty sure you
I
spelled
did
it
spell
wrong.
it wrong, but just roll with me. I spelled it wrong. It's cool. It's all right. It's all right. I spelled it wrong.
Let's go.
That's all I'm saying. Join us.
The
Better over on this side, baby. We got,
energy,
we
bro.
got,
The
we
energy.
got. I am the energy. We got $100 coming out the couch cushions, baby.
Yes.
We wipe our tears with $100 bills.
Yeah.
Come join us. That's all I got to say. All right, man. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Hey, now you really INDEPENDENT. You know what I mean.
I need you to get this. You can't be from the South and not know how to quote this song, man.
Ah, shoot. Anyway, man.
No.
So, anyway, let's get into it, man. Let's get into the NFL. Let's talk about I mean so there's a lot of talk about uh Matt Stafford for MVP.
Drake
They
May,
put
Sam Darnold,
40 Drake May, but you said the one
Jonathan
name that I want
Taylor,
to get to.
Sam Darnold. But yeah, okay, yeah.
We gonna get to that one. See, this is why we boys. 'Cause there's the energy. We in sync. We
Mhm.
here with it. But Sam Darnold, Sam Darnold, he been getting kind of crazy lately, man.
And
He
I
has
mean,
been
some of
getting
them
kind of.
throws been like, and some of them throws is nice too.
Listen. I am still not a believer in Sam Darnold because I need to see it in the playoffs. But
Yeah,
the boy got the regular season down cold right now. 2 years in a row playing really well. Seattle might be the best team in the NFC. I know when we started this season, we were like, who's the top dog? After week 1, everybody crowned the Packers. Boy, the Packers, yeesh, yeesh.
yikes,
Jordan Love. I mean, the
yikes.
defense is doing their thing, right? I'm not
Yeah,
mad at the defense. It's the offense that's not holding up the end of the bargain. But yeah, man, Sam Darnold might be one of the ones, man. He might be the
they making the
MVP.
Vikings look kind of silly. I'm not gonna hold you. The Vikings are kind of looking silly right now.
Did they win last week? I thought they won that
No,
game
they
though, right?
lost to the Ravens. No, they lost
Ah,
to the
that's right. That's
Ravens.
right. That's right. That's right. They did
And the
lose to the
Ravens
Ravens.
really kind of were mid. They played like pretty mid. Like nobody really got busy for the Ravens. It's just like, obviously JJ Carthy's injury, you can't predict that. But like, I mean, Darnold put up what 30 touchdowns last year. Like, did something. I mean, he went crazy last year for the Vikings. They didn't make it too far in the playoffs, but yeah, letting him leave like that, and then JJ gets hurt. You're throwing Carson Wentz out here. Now your season's pretty much. Um, yeah, I mean, I get that. I get that. Like you said, once he has to do it in the playoffs. Everybody has to do it in the playoffs. Hell, Josh Allen is 0-4 against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. But we're not sitting here talking about Josh Allen has to make me a believer. Why not? Why not?
Because he got crazy. I mean, he's to be fair, he's gotten crazy. He hasn't beat Mahomes, but even in the losses to Mahomes, he's had some pretty darn good performances. And
He's
so I
had some
think
pretty
that's the
darn
thing.
good losses.
Fair. I mean, so I'll say this. I think when you look at the success of Sam Darnold, that Baker Mayfield, that Daniel Jones are having career research. Mac Jones, I'll throw Mac Jones in there. Mac Jones is having a career resurgence. It makes me wonder if we need to rethink how much time we give these quarterbacks. I understand why you draft a guy highly, he doesn't hit right away, and then you feel like, okay, he's not getting it. We got to move on. I mean, listen, Carson Wentz bounced around from team to team to team. He never really got it together once he left Philly. So it's not like every quarterback who gets a second or third or fourth chance hits. But right now, man, when you look at these quarterbacks and the way they're performing, I I think you buy or be. To me, it says to me you should not draft a quarterback highly in the first round, especially when you're unsure of how they're going to translate. You should probably wait until the second round, so that way you don't have the pressure to play them. But I don't know, man. I find it very interesting to see these quarterbacks have these career resurgences like this, and and turn around and lead teams in the ways that they are.
I think also like it puts like what Mahomes was able to do, and I would even say like maybe a Josh Allen, a Jalen Hurts. It's very, very difficult to stay at a team and like just perform at a high level every year, right? So Sam Darnold played well, very well last year for the Vikings, right? He's also a new Viking. He's playing, three other teams twice a year. They're not too familiar with Sam Darnold, how he, this, that, a third, the way, that's why it's almost like a rookie year, like in a sense of like, hey, here's this new guy that they're buying into, right? Mm-hmm. So, you look at CJ Stroud, you look at Jaden Daniels, guys that had, outstanding rookie years. Now they're playing for that same team. And it's like, it looks a little bit different. Sam Darnold's benefiting from going to the Seahawks, right? Like, of course, they got tape from, but now he's playing three new teams, another whole new situation, a new whatever, you know what I mean? And it's like when you got a guy that stays with their team every year, they play them same teams, those same teams know what he does every year, how to, you know what I mean? And could dominate like Mahomes and Allen and some of these other guys, bro. It's different. It's different. I'm not saying like jumping team to team is not as, it probably does pose some difficulties, like, but I'm just saying like it's different whenever you can, when you get on the field and they're like, yeah, we've seen this guy play for this team. We play him. Broncos probably thinking we done played him like 20 times in the last, 7 years or 14 times. Still, yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna circle back to, we're gonna close out by talking about Chiefs and Broncos. But let's get to the real MVP. Let's talk about the real MVP of the league right now. It's Jonathan Taylor. Shout out to all these quarterbacks doing their thing.
Shout out to you listing him as the second best running back in the league.
I still believe that, by the way. I'm still listening. I ain't gonna switch up. I ain't gonna switch up on Bijan. You know what I'm saying? Just because the Falcons have hit a little.
He went head to head with Bijan and put them numbers up. 286 with a walk-off celly, 3 tutties. Oh, my guy.
Hey, you got me. You got me.
Yeah,
man. But I mean, we're talking about, I get it. I understand that that Daniel Jones is having a better year. Shout out to Titus. This JT can be MVP, but give Saquon his from last. Listen, Saquon should have broke the rushing record. If Saquon breaks the rushing record, I think he gets the MVP. He should have played the last game of the season just to break the record. But that's neither here nor there. But I also agree. I thought Saquon was the MVP of the NFL last year. All due respect to Josh Allen. Josh Allen had an amazing year. They've been waiting to give Josh Allen the MVP. So once he had they had the best record in the league, right? In the AFC.
Who?
The Bills last year, or was it the Chiefs?
Oh, last year. Oh no, okay. I thought you were talking about this year. Yeah, I'm not sure if they did have.
No, it was the Chiefs, because the Chiefs they beat.
Yeah, because we played them I went to the NFC Championship game at home. So.
Yeah. So they had the best record. So my bad. But once he had the year he had, they've been wanting to give it to him. He was going to get it. But anyway, Jonathan, I get it. Daniel Jones is having a really good year. He's playing really well. It is no coincidence, though, that some of Daniel Jones's best years have coincided with having a top flight running back next to him in the backfield. There's a whole discussion that we had on this show about who's more important to the Giants, Saquon or Daniel Jones. And they are not where they are at without I'm gonna say Saquon Barkley, without JT. You know what I'm saying? And so shout out to Jonathan Taylor. That's my MVP. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get my vote if I had one. Bars is back low, so you just got to go watch the face off between Cass and Easy and see what it is. I'm the energy. But anyway,
he has 17 touchdowns, right? Is that what I read? Jonathan Taylor has 17 touchdowns right now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, again, like, and when you look at those performances, 283 yards, like you said, 3 touchdowns, an 80-yard touchdown that gave them the lead, even though Atlanta came back and tied the game. The walk-off touchdown to close it. He is playing incredible football, and he's 15 touchdowns this year. Not well, I guess maybe 2 receiving. So my fault. You're
Yeah,
right,
he's probably
17.
got 2 receiving. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, that's my MVP. We got to start giving respect to these running backs and the years that they put up. Shout out to this comment. I mean, shout out to Titus. Shane Steichen just needs a competent QB, and his teams becomes some sort of world beaters. Anthony Richardson, you may never see the field again. This is true. This is true. I don't know if he's on the AP type run. He might be. I haven't compared him, JC, but he's on a crazy run. But again, that whole point about quarterbacks getting a second life. I think Anthony Richardson, maybe not with Indianapolis, but he might, because he's got the tools. I would say send him to Jim Harbaugh, right? If Trey Lance ends up moving on, send him to Jim Harbaugh. I think Jim Harbaugh can straighten him out. Quiet as kept. Hey, Kyle. Last week on the show, I said maybe you trade Brock Purdy and make Mac Jones the new starting quarterback going forward. How about you trade Brock and then go get your boy that you drafted 3rd overall as your backup? I think he's ready now. That's all I'm saying.
You want Trey Lance back?
He looked good in the preseason, bro. He looked good in the preseason.
Right.
I would, as a backup, absolutely. Come on back. Make Mac the starter and bring Trey in as the backup. By the way, guys, let me just remind you, I'm ahead of my time, sometimes years out. You heard it here first, that the backup quarterback was the most important position on the field once you have your talent on both sides of the ball lined up. The 49ers will be in position for the first overall pick in the draft if they did not have Mac Jones. Please believe that. Please believe that. They will be in. Listen to me now, JC. Believe me later on. Yes, bring Trey Lance back to the Niners as a backup.
Listen,
absolutely.
They're not keeping Mac Jones. They're paying Brock Purdy way too much money to keep Mac Jones as the starter, bro. Once Brock Purdy's fully healed, it's a wrap for Mac Jones. And then Max will go get some money somewhere else.
Here's the thing, though. Well, he's technically under contract. I wouldn't trade him. I know I've seen people say, well, he's played so well, you got to trade him for a pick. And I hear you. But again, who's going to be the backup for Brock after that? I get it. He hit on Sam Darnold. He hit on Mac. Maybe if Trevor Lawrence, maybe he can fix him next. I'm just saying, just keep finding these quarterbacks who have a lot of talent, Kyle, and bring them in and just keep reclamation projects. You know what I mean? Look at Candace. Yay, go sports. That's hilarious. But yeah, man. So let's talk about the Chiefs and the Broncos. This is a huge game for Kansas City. It's a huge game for Denver as well to prove that they are the class of the AFC. Chiefs are coming off a bye. Andy is really good coming out of bye weeks, but you have a team that had a performance just this last week or a couple of weeks ago, against Buffalo. They were outcoached, they were outplayed just about in every aspect of the game. By the way, it is very frustrating for us as fans to say, hey, the way to beat the Bills is to run the ball. And I get it. Miami has better running backs than the Chiefs. But then to watch Achane, Jalen Wright,
Bijan Robinson.
Ollie Gord.
Oh, you're talking about just that game.
Just that game. I mean, but you can throw Bijan into the mix.
Because they did the Buffalo the same way.
Derrick Henry, watch all these running backs run wild. And then I get it. You don't have the same caliber of running back, which, let me say this. I root for the Chiefs to do well, except when they play the Niners. But their insistence on not running the ball is making me hate them right now.
Yeah.
It makes me want to root against them to fail because it is arrogance to not go upgrade that position. And I've said this on the show time and time again. But be that as it may, how do you call this game? Denver. This is in Denver, right? This is at Arrowhead, right?
In Denver, yeah. It's a must win. It's a must win. Like it's you can't go 5-5, and with the Broncos being what would be 9-2.
9-2. I mean, you could. This is for the division essentially. You lose
Absolutely
this
for the
game, you
division.
kiss the division goodbye.
Because not only that, afterwards you got the Colts who are playing very well, and then 4 days later at the Cowboys. Now I get it, Cowboys defense is absolutely terrible. The Chiefs should not lose that game at all. But 4 days later on Thanksgiving, Dallas on Thanksgiving, anything can happen. Like these are games like you have to win because if you lose this game, you have to win out. Like to even maybe but yeah, I mean, now the Broncos have looked rough. Now, granted, they did play the Texans. Texans got a good defense, cool. But that game they beat the Raiders last week, Thursday Night Football. Oh, it's terrible. Like the Broncos are winning games that are like, yeah, obviously they came back against the Giants in the fourth quarter. Like they're really not far away from being, 5-4 as well. Like it's just, but yeah, it's definitely must win. It's on the road. And I think this is the game where you just remind them, like, hey, we're the Chiefs, you're the Broncos. Like I think this is what it has to be. But it is wild because up until the Buffalo game, the Chiefs were favored against Buffalo. Up after the Chiefs got Rashee Rice back and we had 2 good wins, everybody says this is the team to beat in the AFC. This is, the Chiefs are da-da-da-da. And then you see how one bad game against the Buffalo Bills completely flips everything, week to week. And it's like, but yeah, it's definitely must win. I think the Chiefs go in. I think the Chiefs win. I need to see what the line is. I was wondering who would be favored because the Chiefs were favored at the Bills. And then the Broncos haven't played well. And I'm like, I wonder if the Chiefs are even, I would assume it's going to be Broncos like -2.5 maybe. But
I'm going to say Broncos -3. I think you're right. I'm basically splitting hairs there, but let's see what Vegas is saying. 3.5.
for the
Chiefs are
Broncos,
3.5 point as of Monday. No, Chiefs 3.5 point favorite.
yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? On the road against a team that's the leading division, probably the best record in the AFC. No, does somebody have one loss in the AFC?
No, everyone has at least 2.
Yeah, so tied for the best record in the AFC, and then you get 3 points for what home field advantage, pretty much what they say. So they're looking at at the Chiefs as a touchdown favorite, basically.
Well, wait, they get at least 3, right? Home teams get at least 3 points, right?
Right. So what I'm saying is, like, even if you give let's say you took away the 3 points that they're giving the Broncos for home field advantage, now you're at 6.5. So they're saying like just team wise, the Chiefs are a touchdown better than a team that's supposedly got the best record in the AFC or tied for it.
Hey guys, let me just tell you, Surtain is out. Listen, they got our DEI guy, Riley Moss, on the other side of the field, baby. Diversity, equity, and inclusion working in the NFL right now. He's a decent. Now he gets called for a lot of penalties. I think that's because they're discriminating against him because of his white skin. But I'm just telling you, Riley Moss. I'm just telling you, he's one of them guys, man.
Man, I've seen that dude have 3 pass interference calls like in 3 straight plays.
In 3 straight.
God. Like he's the most penalized. Yep, there's another flag. Yep, there's another flag. I said, golly.
They just can't believe that young man can play cornerback. I believe in you, Riley Moss, if don't nobody else do. Just know that. Just know that. I believe in you. I think you got talent. You and Cooper. Anyway, for entertainment purposes only, take the home dog at 3.5, by the way. But don't put that on me if you lose. You made the decision to bet your money. But I got the Broncos, man. I got the Broncos. I just think the Chiefs.
You watched them play on Thursday against the Raiders?
You know what's going to happen. First of all, Chiefs-Broncos games are always weird. That's number 1. They're always weird. But 2, you know what's going to happen. They look like trash against the Raiders. They putting up at least 28. You know this is what's going to happen. Listen, Buffalo played one of their best games of the season. Josh Allen looked like the MVP of the league against the Chiefs. And what did they do? Once they got to Miami, I don't know if they was at Tootsie's. I don't know what they was doing. They was on South Beach.
Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Is that a chicken spot? So it's a lemon pepper chicken spot?
I've heard things. I've never been there personally, but I've heard things. Anyway.
the Bars' back has been there. Cassidy.
But anyway, Cassidy has been there. I have not been there. But nah, like I don't know what they was on. I
Yeah,
guess so. I guess
that's
so. I
funny.
mean, I'm just saying, like, they look like trash the next week. This is their Super Bowl. This is Denver's Super Bowl. This is the chance for them to stamp themselves not only as the best team in the AFC West, but to stamp themselves as one of the best teams in the conference. And so, yeah, man, I would love for I would love for that's hilarious. I would love for the Chiefs to make a statement. I'm struggling. Great teams get the benefit of the doubt, and I'm struggling to give them that benefit right now, just because of the things I've seen. I hope they prove me wrong, but I'm going to go with Denver. Let me see. Anything else NFL wise we want to get into before we jump to this final topic and get up out of here? Any other interesting games on this docket? I don't think so. It's a bunch of mid in my Seahawks and Rams though.
That's one to
Lions and
watch.
Eagles. Lions and Eagles Sunday night. Seahawks and God, the Cowboys got another Monday night game. My God. Thank God I don't have ESPN right now. Seahawks and Rams. Who you got in that one?
Where's it at?
In LA. First meeting for these
I
teams.
got the Rams. I got the Rams. Yeah, I got the Rams.
I'm gonna take Seahawks. We rocking with the Sam Darnold energy. I think he gets it done. Lastly, shout out to Titus. He's in the building. Let's go Lions and Eagles. I did not watch this game last night either. Thank God I didn't have ESPN last night either, because that game seemed like it was a stinker. Listen, guys, bad friends don't let friends watch bad football. That did not seem like that was an enjoyable watch based on my
Well,
Twitter experience viewing it.
I left the Orlando Magic Portland Trailblazers game early, and it ended up being like a buzzer beater, amazing game just to go to the bar to watch the Eagles and the freaking Packers be the worst sporting event I've seen on TV since last Thursday's Raiders and Broncos game.
Listen, I'm gonna clip this and send this to that Twitter account, men posting L's, because that's an L, my friend. Like that was a great quiet as kept. NBA had a great night last night. Great
Yeah,
finishes. Cleveland and the Heat, crazy finish of that game. Yeah, Cade with a 40-point game. Spurs Bulls was entertaining. Like it was a great night. If you had League Pass, yeah, man, it was a great night. But anyway, wow.
yeah. Oh well.
I did not know this. So I do know that Dan Campbell is taking over play calling on the offensive side. Dan Campbell is calling plays for Detroit, and Jalen Hurts and AJ called a go ball on 4th down, up 3. This game will be chaos for the Titans. Yeah. Apparently Charlie agrees. Was that Charlie?
Yeah, that's one of them.
But yeah, so yeah, man. I'm gonna go Lions. I think I'm gonna go Lions on that one. I think they get the dub on that one. You got Lions or Eagles?
I got Lions too. Yeah, I'm just wait. Where? I guess it does matter where it's at, but I still got the Lions.
In Philly.
Yes, I still got the Lions. Yeah.
All right, real quick. Nico's fired. Dallas fans, y'all been chanting this now for what 6-7 months since the trade happened. They finally pulled the trigger on that. Your reaction to Nico getting the can?
I wonder if it's based off the results of how they're playing so far this year, or if it's just like he was probably going to get fired.
They needed to be a top. They need to be a playoff team.
That's what I was going to say. Like, do you think like it was like it happened early because they just been really bad, or it's like they already knew going into this season like he was under the microscope of making the playoffs or not?
Yeah, they needed to be better than what they are, and they are not the worst team. I think the Pelicans are probably the worst team in the NBA. But they are one of the worst teams in the NBA. I think they only have one win. They came close last night. But in the last game of his tenure with the Mavericks, but I'm sorry, my bad. They're 3-8. They're 3-8. Clippers are 3-7, by the way. Yikes. But yeah, I just think he had to like get it right. And here's this one point. I love the idea of the owner being like, hey guys, I'm sorry I made this decision. Like he didn't approve of it. Nico was a scapegoat. Nico is the
Yeah.
scapegoat. He lost his job because of a decision that the owners approved of. Now, it was a stupid idea to do it anyway, but yeah, he's done. He's done. If I'm Nico, I'm glad to be out of there. Like Brian Kelly, I'm happy to be out of LSU. Give me my money. I'm going to go do something else and count my millions. Personally, that's how I would feel if I was Nico Harrison. I'll say this last thing out the way. I know Jason Kidd is being killed for playing Cooper as a point guard, but I need people to go look at how Giannis is playing right now. And I need people to understand you got to see the vision. You got to see the vision. I get it. You want
Did you
Cooper to be
did you see what Giannis said about the 3-pointer?
No, what did he say?
So I guess they played them last night, right? Like, is that who they played? The Bucks and the Mavericks.
The Bucks played. Yeah.
And so Giannis hits a 3, and on his way back down, he points at Jason Kidd, and they asked him why, and he was like, "Well, because when he coached me, he told me don't shoot threes. Like you need to be down there doing this, that, and third, or whatever." And he's like, we have a good relationship. He's like, he helped me a whole lot. He was like, but I do feel like it kind of stunted my growth on on being that part of my game, getting to where it needed to be quicker. He said that in an interview today, and so I wonder if Kidd is like kind of using Cooper like hey, we're not, we're going to make sure that we get you to where you need to be.
Again, I see the vision, right? And the Mavericks are not going to compete for a championship anyway. So let's experiment a little bit. Let's get a little crazy. Let's make some mistakes. But I think Cooper's going to be better for it in year 3, 4, 5, and beyond. I think as a playmaker and finding his teammates, because they have a solid foundation. They just got to continue to build and work on it. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, I really don't have too much more to talk about from the association. I am hopefully finally going to get some content uploaded this week about the NBA that you all will be able to check out come Sunday morning if I'm on my P's and Q's. I'm saying this out loud to hold myself accountable. So we'll see what happens. Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here, man?
Has anybody called LSU the buyout Bengals instead of the Bayou Bengals? Because that's kind of hilarious. I need to sell that to somebody. Where's the TV shows?
I like that. Listen, you should call Brian Kelly, man, and be like, I got a t-shirt opportunity for you, my friend.
Absolutely.
The buyout Bengals is fire.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. By the way, let me just say this on my way out the door. Let me give my eulogy to Brian Kelly. First off, pay that man his money. I don't know if anybody's ever seen Rounders. Pay that man his money. He has earned his bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop playing. Stop playing. He's earned his bread. To try to come back and say, well, we're going to fire him from cause when you got the governor talking about he got rid of him because he wasn't good enough. And we're not going to have all this other foolishness that he said. To try to come back and say, oh, well, we're firing him for cause. Unless you put a clause in this contract that said the cause is you lost too many games, he needs all 54 million and he needs it immediately. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You can do it in monthly installments. You can do it every 3 months, whatever that looks like. But let me just say this. Yikes. Let me just say this. Prayers up, bro. That's a terrible feeling.
Absolutely.
That is something I would not wish on my worst enemy. But Brian Kelly came to Notre Dame in a place where they needed incredible help. After Lou Holtz left, Bob Davie didn't work. Tyrone Willingham was a disaster. In between, I'm sorry, I forgot about the George O'Leary thing, which ended up being a debacle. That ended up with them landing at Tyrone Willingham after like 3 other people said no. After him, you get Charlie Weiss in the schematic advantage. That failed spectacularly. And Brian Kelly came in and restored the shine to the gold helmets at Notre Dame. Was he perfect? No. Was he lazy? Yes. Did he not recruit to his highest potential? Yes. All those things. But he made Notre Dame respectable again. He brought them back into the national conversation. And as a fan, I was satisfied with where he had brought Notre Dame. Make the college football playoff every few years, win a big game once every 5. Well, I would like to win them more than once every 5 or 6 years, but he did that. And I was happy. And the best thing that he did for Notre Dame on his way out the door was he won a bidding war with LSU for Marcus Freeman. Marcus Freeman, when he was the defensive coordinator at Cincinnati, he had his pick of schools. It came down to Notre Dame and LSU. He picked Notre Dame. You can go find the tweets. You can search my profile. I said it several times during the season and after Brian Kelly left. I said, look, I don't know if he'll be a good coach, but he should be the next coach of Notre Dame. It has been a bumpy road. It's not been it's been up and down, right? It's been a roller coaster. They lost to Northern Illinois on my birthday. It was one of the worst birthdays of my 43 that I've had. Wait, I am 43, right? I am. It was one of the worst birthdays I've ever had in my life. I never forget when Riley Leonard threw the interception on that pass, and I lost it sitting at this table, lost my mind, beating my table, screaming, "Why would you do that?" And
That's funny.
of my son was playing a game with his friends, and I could hear his friends mocking me. Why would you do that? Somebody's going crazy back there. Like, so again, it has not been a perfect road. It will continue to be a bumpy ride. But I, for one, am thankful for Brian Kelly. I wish you the best. I don't think you'll ever coach high-level football again because you don't want to work hard enough. So you could probably go to the MAC, FAU, FIU, one of those schools where they'll just be happy to have Brian Kelly, and you could probably make a few $1 million. You might
Arkansas
do
hiring probably.
Arkansas. No, he's never getting an SEC job again. He doesn't want to recruit. Listen, he went to LSU because he looked at Ed Orgeron and he looked at Les Miles and said, if those guys could win down there, certainly I can do it. That was his whole thing. He thought the brand would do the job for him, and it's a different world. 30 years ago, the brand could do the job for you. In the NIL and transfer portal, you got to be more of a player's coach, and he's a CEO coach. He doesn't want to get his hands dirty like that. So that's what I want to say. Thank you, Brian Kelly. I appreciate what you did for Notre Dame in more ways than one, and I wish you the best, and I wish you your success and good luck in getting your $54 million because you earned that $54 million. So that being said, anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Nah, man, I'm good, bro. Good to be back.
Good to have you back. That's hilarious.
That's funny.
Dion, listen, I hate to be the bearer of bad news in this I told you so guy, but you cannot just live through the transfer portal and create a successful team. You have to recruit in college sports. I know there's talk about, will Dion get fired? Will they let him go? And why would Colorado do that?
Yeah.
They're not as relevant, but as long as Dion is around, if they have one mediocre win, the cameras come back around. No, let Dion coach for as long as he wants to coach, which who knows how long he want to do that given his health issues. But
yeah, he's done after this year.
Man. Oh, you think he's done after this year?
Yeah, I think he's done after this year. I just hope that he doesn't hand the reins to Warren Sapp.
Listen. I don't have a great analogy in the moment to come up with, but that would be like this would be like handing Charlie Sheen making him the head of CBS during the winning tenure. Very volatile, very unpredictable. That is not. So speaking of Ed Orgeron, right, when he was the coach at Mississippi, I think in his introductory meeting with the team, he took his shirt off and tried to fight and challenged the players to fight. That is the kind of energy you're bringing into Colorado if you let Warren Sapp be the head coach. All due respect to the legend. That no. We're good. But anyway,
all right,
that's our time, man. Just one more time, man. GOAT Gang Bars is back, baby. Philadelphia going down. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cash, shout out to Easy. You can check out every episode of It's a Black and White Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice. Wherever you find a good podcast, give us 5 stars, leave a comment there. You can also check us out on YouTube at Brains and Bars. Hit the notification bell, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. It's them boys again. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Brains and Bars. So next time it's been a black.
INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that? And white thing, man.
Man, I'll let y'all next week.
All right,
I'll let y'all next week. Y'all be easy, man.